Yep.
Your summer, JB, you had a big one. You did have that very good head out in New York. Very good performer in New York.
Not enough made him a performance.
No, you're very good,
because Gary's very quick to point out the fact that I'm not the solidest drinker.
As
a rule.
But you were very good this time.
Not at all this time, Gary.
Almost led the way.
In fact, I had you covered on one famous night.
Well, I had flown 18 hours.
Doesn't matter. There's no excuse. Don't dive into the excuse bag.
Into 6 shots of Scotch whiskey. Which is not my style. Good on you then. That's good. You must be an international traveller because you ain't any good here.
No, I know. Well, but because, Gary, you got to keep it up. You can't drop off and then expect to come out with one-off performances.
Well, that's there. So
you would have been impressed, though, Duck. He was good.
I was fit in the end, Duck. I was able to deliver.
Not told as impressive in Indonesia or Bali as when you
I did let myself.
The wedding.
Gary, I did do that. And I did let myself down. Yeah. But the next 2 nights, best on. So I built up again to good performances.
I hear Ruff wanted to pick you up like a javelin and
throw me into a pool.
Into a pool.
That's exactly what he wanted to do. I've flown, Duck, all the way to Bali to be at Campbell Brown's wedding.
6 hours.
All the way to Bali. And the only flight I could get on got me there as the wedding started. I then had to get a cab and drive all the way to Uluwatu through the bloody, you know the joint better than anyone. Anyway, so I got there and the officialdom had finished and it was time for the reception.
Perfect timing.
So I turned up and I was in good form. And then, to be honest, Johnny Barker's MCing flattened me. I've never seen an MC heckled from the floor as badly. Hawthorne blokes are under the table going, get him off!
Well, Campbell never learnt from it, given that he did the same job at Snorkels and was a fair snorefest.
Well, only eclipsed by the groom. What was that?
We haven't spoken about that.
40-minute speech.
And then followed up with a song.
Bit of Frank Sinatra.
He sung at his own wedding.
He sang New York.
To his wife at his own wedding.
What did he sing?
And Tony Wood's playing
Tony
piano.
Woods.
What was the song?
Frank Sinatra.
New York. Just one of the iconic songs in the history of the world, and he thought he could pull it off.
Duck's going to be physically ill.
He's screaming for a breakout producer. He sung at his own wedding, but that was after. You know that great scene in, I think it's Naked Gun 33 1/3, where the bloke speaks for 5.5 hours and they eventually cross to the floor and people are asleep. Like blowing a feather up and then it wanders down and the feather back up. And mate, this was the room. We're all sitting there. And admittedly, a tough room because he had media superstars in the place who were always going to be pretty sort of analytical about the way he went about it. So I've said to him before, Gary, short is better in this room.
Yeah, when in doubt, wind it up.
Wind it up real quick.
Exactly.
3 minutes in, you've got, come on,
Mate, he's given the in-laws one of the great Brownings of all time. They got 25 minutes. Broken into song. Oh, please. So, you know, the wedding, it can be a flattener if you don't get that right. Anyway,
Gary, we need to talk about Jim's cricket efforts over the summer because there's been a lot of people browning.
Up next.
Not enough time to do that.
A browning like you've never seen.
We've got time everywhere.
Heels,
Heels, for coffee tub.